This podcast is part of the No Phony Podcast Network, the home of independent awesomeness.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of On the Road with Jim and Casey. With me, as always, James Morganti.
Let's ride.
Joining us today, motivational speaker and creator of the hashtag TGIT, Tammy Smith Martin. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. Thank you guys for having me.
You bet. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about the whole TGIT movement.
All right. So I am a mom of 6. That's my whole world, are those 6 kids. But then now I say that TGIT is my 7th baby. So I actually had a very traumatic near-death experience, and my whole world changed in one day. Like literally, when I woke up the next day, everything was different. And so my whole mentality changed. I became so grateful for life itself and just for breathing. I was just like totally transformed. And gratitude was just so relevant to me, like immediately. You know, you just, when you face it, you realize how short life can be, and you just truly never know. And so I just totally changed my life, and in a radical way. And I literally started taking nothing for granted. Every single day, I was just like, I'm not going to the same restaurant anymore. I'm going to go try this restaurant, Thai food, sushi. I mean, I just went all out, anything and everything. I wouldn't even eat a steak the same way. I would literally just say, oh, what other way could I try it? Or what way could I try these appetizers? I've always gotten them this way. They're like, oh, let's saute them. So yeah, I mean, it really, even the smallest things, I started drinking coffee, I was like, let me try that coffee. I mean, literally just everything in my life. I was like, oh, I love coffee now. I had no idea. And, so it just was a beautiful thing to be so grateful like that. Little things, even like I'm in my bedroom right now, and, ever since that thing happened, I used to always sleep with the blinds closed and the drapes closed up tight, no light whatsoever. Now those blinds and drapes have not been closed. I wake up every day excited to see, I don't care if it's sunshine, rain, I'm just excited that there's another beautiful day to have. And so the way TGIT came about was I literally was working out. I work out from home. And I was working out on a Friday, and I was just, kind of on my little yoga mat thing, doing all my working out. And I was like, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. And then I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't think so. We should be grateful every single day, just like we are today. Like all you ever hear is TGIF. That's it. And I was like, nope, it should be TGIT. Thank God it's today, because what if you don't get another Friday? What if you don't ever see Friday again?
That's
and
awesome.
So, oh, thank you. Well, I give all the credit and the glory to God, because he just dropped it in my spirit just like that. And so, of course, I get on my blog, on my Facebook Live, and I'm like, I got to tell you guys something. Like, listen to this. Why do we wait for Friday? And this was like in November of last year. And so it just resonated, and it just took off. Like people were like, whoa, you're so right. Like, what are we all thinking? And then I was like, and then why do we dread Monday? Like, it's still a gift. Every day is equal. And so literally, I would wake up every day and go, what day is it? What's the date? What's today? I don't know. And now it's really funny. Now, yeah, but now it's funny because we're in this Corona thing, and now everybody's going, wait, what's the date? What is today?
Right.
And I'm like, you guys, I've been on this already. Like, let me share with you what today is. It's today. Thank God it's today. Don't wait for tomorrow, because you may not even get it. You may not even get the rest of today, actually. We're given the moment. So yeah, it literally just took off, and I've like gotten it trademarked, and like I've gone through all the steps to do everything because I do like really consider it my baby. But I share it everywhere I go. And I mean, I always get up every single day, even in this thing, and I get cute and I do my hair and I put on some really pretty lip gloss and cute jewelry. And people will literally say, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm just celebrating today because if it's my last day, I want to be cute."
I got you.
I'm just, that's that's my whole mentality. And we could still go out to eat and all of that stuff when my TGIT thing started. But I would literally, at first there was like a Phantom of the Opera that came, and I was alone, and I was like, I really want to see the Phantom of the Opera. Like I saw it in New Orleans, like years ago, and I was like, I want to see that again. And then I talked myself out of it, and I was like, I don't want to go by myself. I would be all alone. Nah, I'm not going. And after that, like it hit me. Like the next day, I was like, what was I thinking? That was the chance to go and just experience something, even if I did it by myself. It's a beautiful experience. And like that moment even redefined it more for me. And I was like, never again will I not do something or go somewhere just because I'm alone. So if Phantom of the Opera comes back, I'm going. And after that, I'm just like, I want to go to the beach. So I would just go buy a plane ticket, hop on the plane, and go to the beach. I mean, by myself, nothing stops me. I don't take anything for granted. And if I have an opportunity where I can do that, I'm out of here. So
Wow,
that's
that's
it.
I mean, I see, I see exactly what you're saying. I've literally lived my life like that, and I've just never. When I heard your thing, it says, your thank God it's today. I saw on
Mhm.
your Instagram, and I says to myself, I was like, oh, what I feel that way because like, I don't know, my life has always been crazy. I'm sure like yours. What exactly was your what happened? You had an accident or a car accident or what?
I can't really discuss all of it because it's still like in motion. Like I'm still in a transitionary period. So right now I can't really share all of the details about it, but I will be able to in the near future. And I'm
Okay.
writing a book about it all. And so that's on its way. So there'll be a book written. I've even had some movie producers contact me, and even some television producers have contacted me about a TV show,
Wow.
like regular TV show, like a morning show, having guests in. And,
Yeah.
my deal is I want to talk about what has happened to people in their lives that has shown them come out of a very negative situation and transform that into something positive. That's the whole inspiration behind it.
Right. My I like all I can say to my understanding of things, which it's different for everybody. Everyone's walk is different. I get it. I'm all about that. But and I had something like a tragedy happen to myself. Well, it was like not to me, but it was to the first woman that I loved I've ever been with. Dove into a pool and broke her neck at a party that I was at, and she was a quadriplegic for the rest of her life. Then, so she died not and when I was 29 years old. And actually, we wrote a book about her life together on being a quadriplegic and basically all her struggles that she went through and everything. And she was such an amazing, strong woman, but she actually starved herself to death, which is sad. And it's terrible. And I was like, what? No, because she could do actually with nothing, with no arms and legs, she could do more than a lot of people, which is crazy
Right.
because it's all the spirit and your will. And
Yes.
regardless of your belief, if you have this, I feel God works in anybody. You can be an atheist, and like the spirit will come right into you, like a psionic blast, right into, and it just comes in, and they're just like right on target with what they have to do. And
Exactly.
and it's not religious. It's not a religious thing to me. It's literally. I mean, I do believe in Jesus Christ, but like it's also it's just the spirit. And well, anyway, when she decided that she didn't want to live anymore, so she starved herself, died when she was 31 in 2012, and basically ever since then I've we wrote a book together on it, which I was very similar to you. I've had several people come up and say, I want to make a movie out of this story of how like the whole there's like a stepmother that is like evil and saying he's probably on drugs. Look at that Italian man with great hair. Oh yeah, look and he's built too. Oh, he's doing something wrong. And literally an evil stepmother. And I don't hate anybody. Like I just said, I've said this 1,000 times. I'm never angry at anybody. Any the other girls I've dated that know me really well and internally will say the same thing. They're like, no, he's just always happy. Because thank God every time for anything.
Yes. Yes.
I've been alone for like ever since then, like basically like 7 years. But I've done so many awesome things just being alone.
Yeah.
That you would never think of when you think bigger than just your dreams. Even like my dreams are one thing. Like God knows the treasures of your heart. But when you pursue Him, it's kind of like if you need prosperity, you try to do you try to work harder. If you need happiness, you try to do things that make you happy. If you need love, you try to find. But instead of like going at one at a time, at all of the virtues, just go towards God, and they all come together at the same time. Because
You're exactly
if you go
right.
for one, the others fall back and fall behind. But if you go towards the path that God has for you, it's like they're all just totally fulfilled in you. And so
You're right. And I mean, I've experienced that for myself, like when I came out of that situation that I went through, I mean, the very next day, I was like, wow. And it's just like God, like totally dropped it in. Like you said, just dropped it into me. Now you have a mission. And I don't use that word lightly. A lot of people will say, oh, I have dreams, I have goals, I have a vision, I have a mission. And God said, I'm going to use you to tell your story and to help, even if it's just one person a day. That's my mission. So I literally will get on my videos and do that in search and in hope for that one person, that I can help them come out of that situation, because I know what it felt like to be alone, to feel like you don't have anyone that can relate or understand. And when I first started doing the videos, I was a nervous wreck. I would be like, oh my gosh, who am I to get on here and do these? I've never been trained in speaking. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't rehearse anything. I don't script anything. I just get on here and I talk, and that's it. And I just share from my heart whatever I feel like God is dropping into my spirit, like you're talking about. And I would literally have people that would write me and say, I was going to take my life and your face popped up on a video, and I'm here because you were talking. And I
yeah,
have been blown away every time I get that message. Like,
it's funny how things happen to you, and some people might say it's stupid or this, that, and the other. For me, like two events happened that I believed in God my whole life. I've always been my mom was like just Bible. She taught me the Bible and the guitar, and those two things got me everywhere, all over the place. And
two great things to know.
right. And so one guy I used to work with knew the Bible so well. I was like, I can definitely apply. And this is like when I was younger, and he put a spark in me. I was like, yeah, I'm going to start like applying it every day. And then I saw a YouTube video of a guy that I just love his stuff, Trey Smith. And I saw this one video where I'm like, it's all real. I knew it. And like, I never studied, because I would study the Bible, but like I never thought about it and applied it. Right. But
Yeah.
those two things happening together were like, okay, now I know what I stand for. I have a great foundation. And I'm not, and when you were talking about being a speaker, I'm the worst speaker. I always say this. I like fumble my words. I make words up like bly and slay. I don't even know what words I'm saying sometimes. But remember,
Hey, like me too. I'll say fantabulous. I mean, I make up all my little Tammy words, so I got you.
yeah, Tammy words. Like so, but remember in Exodus, I said this the other week. When Noah was Moses was supposed to free the Jews, God he was like, God told him that he would have to give like a speech to all the Jews saying, "Hey boys, let's ride out of here." And Moses says to him, he says, "What? Like,
I
you
mean,
know, I'm slow of tongue." Like, because he had a speech impediment based
he
on all
stuttered.
the history of we had. And God looks at him. He's like, "Do you question the one that put your tongue in your mouth, what he asks you to do?" And he's like, "Well, why not pick my brother Aaron?" Because Aaron was cool, and he was all like, "Oh, you know, don't you want to like follow me? I'm so smart." And he was like charming and everything, and he was a good talker. And God knew that Noah or that I keep saying that Moses had to be the one to say it, because sometimes you don't listen to the people that look great and they're like this.
It's
And I
true.
say this all the time. Like, I personally believe that um, a lot of I play guitar for worship at churches. I lived in Austin for 2 years. I just came back to Pennsylvania recently, but I played in Dallas a bunch. But like, I've noticed that I'm not. You know, church is great. I like it. I never really went a lot. I noticed that they always have people that were speaking at church that were super successful at the time. I always
Right.
wondered, like, I want to have this is another reason why I wanted to start this podcast, because I'm not super successful. I'm just literally, I do whatever I need to do to live, basically, by the seat of my pants. But I want to, there's still hope for God. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't hope for God because that person's successful over
That's
there.
exactly right. That's right.
Like God, will you give me money and beautiful wife and a house and a car? Oh, I'll love you then. No, I don't want him for any of that stuff. Like,
Right.
that'd be the worst way to love somebody, is for what I can. Even, will you make me happy and not anxious anymore, that I keep biting my fingernails and, you know, playing with my hair? And no,
Hey, I'm famous about doing that now. I'm always playing with the hair.
I always do this because my hair goes all over the place. I mean, I don't know if
I'm always like, you'll see me in every video I do it, and I'm like, I gotta quit doing.
yeah. But that's like,
It's just like,
no, I gotcha. I mean, hey, we all fall short in the glory of the Lord. But hey,
right.
but my like, I don't want to love God for anything that he's like, oh yeah, you need to. I'm going to do it regardless. And my thing was, which I was just trying to come up with, was that, and I love church. I love, you know, people that speak that have done great things and became successful or haven't became successful, where they're still like, it doesn't matter what I have to show for things, because it's not by works, it's by faith.
That's
So I
right.
want to
That's
talk to
exactly
somebody
right.
that literally has nothing, that literally should be the one that, like, God screwed me over. That's what he did. You know, and he's cursing God every day. Like a person that looks like they would be doing that, but still loves God, even though they've lost everything, and they make $15 an hour, and they live in their mother's basement, and, you know, the phone's ringing when the podcast is going on and they're trying to have. But anyway, like, I think more people on this level need to like speak out to people, because I think it's great
Yep.
that successful people do, but I also think, hey, we need middle people, we need low people, anyone, just because you're going to be in all of those zones at some point in
That's
your life.
exactly
You're
right.
going to
We
be,
all will. Yes. And see, that's why, like I just told you, I'm still in the transition. So I am going through it. Today was a cry day. So I did my blog and I broke. And I'm literally sitting in my truck with tears streaming down my face crying. And I can't help it. That's just how God touched me at the moment. I was talking about fear, and how I've experienced fear, and then how so many people are experiencing fear right now. And I think that that's part of what I love about God doing what he's doing with me, is that I'm going through it too. I always say, I'm not there yet. I haven't gotten to my other side yet. I'm walking it out. So if he tells me to get on Facebook Live, I've done it with no makeup, in my workout clothes. I've been like, really? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, okay.
hey, well,
I didn't
there's a,
even brush my hair that day. I was like,
no,
I haven't even brushed it. horrible.
There's a bro saying that no matter what you have on, like I'm talking gym bros, no matter what you have on, the lighting is everything. And lighting is
Okay.
like God, because you can't find good lighting. You can't. It has to come to you. I don't know if you ever take swelfies and everything, after you had a good pump, whatever, maybe you want to take a swelfie and send it to somebody, classy, nothing too X-rated, or sometimes, but but you want to have like a normal one.
No, please. I get those and I have to block and report. No,
And so,
please.
but the lighting is the most important thing in the swelfie. And it's literally like God. You can't find it. You're like, yeah, where? Because that's it's like the fear of God. It's like,
like
you're not
it.
scared of him. It's like, where are you? That's the fear.
Yeah.
It's like losing your son at the mall, or that's like you're a 5-year-old, you lost your mom, and you're at the mall. That's the fear of God. It's like, where are you? Come to me. And when you need lighting to take a swelfie, and you're just chiseled because you had a great workout, and you're trying to take a swell, and the lighting's just there, and you might look like crap, you're all sweaty, but you're just like, no, it has to be now. Yeah.
It has to be now. Well, I'm real. And I think that's why people like it. I think that's why they resonate, because they know there's no set time. Some people, and everybody has their thing. I'm coming on at 5 o'clock every Monday, or, 7:30 or whatever. I don't have a time. I don't have anything. I literally just go with what he tells me. So I'll be in the car and he'll say, I need you to pull over now. And I'm like, okay. So I just pull over directly, grocery store, anywhere I'm at. I'll do it right here in my bedroom, outside on my back picnic table, sitting on the porch, in the back porch. Whatever he says do, I do it, because of the people that I've had that have written me, like the guy that night that said, I was going to commit suicide and then you popped up. And I was like, whoa, never will I question it again. I will pull over when he tells me, and I've done it before. I've said, I just had to get on right now because I feel like somebody can't wait. Somebody needs this. And I will get that message from like a lady or something that says, it was for me today. I needed you. And I'm like, thank you, God. That's just the one person. And that was enough. And I seriously say this with all my heart. Like, if God never says, write the book, if he doesn't tell me to do any of that, and that one person one night was the one that saw my message and it saved their life, that was it. That was enough. If that was the only thing that ever happened from what God has for me to do, that person was enough. That lady that says, you get me through, is enough. And that is literally my mission, is the people. I care about the people. I mean, they write me, I write them back. I message them, how are you doing? I know what you're going through. Are you doing okay? I check on them. I really, really care about people because I've been there. I mean, I'm still alone. I'm a single mom, so I walk it alone. My family is 8 hours away. I don't have a sister or my brother or anybody that's close that I can even like have friendships with. I'm just walking this thing with God. So you learn to depend on him, like you said, for everything. It's just like every day I wake up and I literally say, good morning, God. Thank God it's today. No matter what, that's the first words that come out of my mouth as soon as my eyes open. That's what I say. And I just walk it with him every day. Whatever he wants to do and how he wants to guide me, I do that. And I'm like you. All the rest of it will line up in his timing.
Yeah. Time doesn't exist, because
that's
it's like
exactly
saying,
right.
oh, can you only be happy when you're, 19 years old and you were at, you were playing basketball, and you were down the river, doing push-ups in front of girls. I don't know. Like no, if happiness lasts, like it's all this system that we were like kind of brought in to know. You have to go to work on Monday and you have to hate it. Okay. And then Friday comes along. That's when you're happy. Okay. Hang on. Thank God it's Friday. And then they're like, oh, because why? Because then you can get drunk on the weekends and meet chicks and hit on them. And, you work so hard. Don't you want to? And then Monday, oh, now watch out. Now, and no, that's not how the world works. It works.
You're right.
Actually, Sunday is the first day. That was always the first day. Sunday, it was like, and look at the name of it. Sunday. It's like, What do you do when you're in the sun? What, you're just like, like, come on, son. And you like, and some people get weird with stargazing and their hands and they go like this. And like, I mean, they try to look at the sun and the energy it puts into your palms and some weird practices. Hey, it's America. Great. Like,
Not me. I just want to lay there and like in my bikini and just get some tan.
and get tan. Yeah, I
Get
miss
tan.
I miss getting tan. I haven't been outside so long, but and that's the first. That's the first day. Sunday is it's like that was the ancient day of like a crushed life, right? And they changed it to Moon Day, Monday of the moon, and it's almost like, ooh, the moon, dark, even though it's it shines, but I don't know. I feel the system is just like they try to mess us up, and I agree with you so much on thank God it's today. Is people fear and doubt so much, and that's what Timothy said. Fear and doubt are not, and timidity and anxiety and all that stuff are not of God. Like God's
right.
like, hey, what do you do? Like, this isn't what you're meant to do. And we're like, but I'm not good at and he's like, did I make you to do, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't exist in him. That's the spirits coming inside of you.
God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. That was a prayer that I would pray over my kids every night when they went to bed. And I would make up these cute little hand motions, and then I would add like, and the sword of the spirit and fire, like the angels are watching over you, and they would just all stand there with their little eyes looking up at me, doing their little swords, and the angels are watching over them. But I mean, I get it, I totally get it. And one of the hardest things for me is when I went through that situation was exactly what I said. I knew the next day that God had literally saved my life. He saved my very life physically. And so I was like, okay, no matter what I've gone through, I can't let that pain be in vain. I can't get bitter. I can't get negative. I can't sit there and cry and say, why me? Why? Why did I go through this for all these years? Why? I could have done that, but God was bigger than that. He was like, it's all for a reason. Okay, now you have a mission. Now you have a story you can help other people overcome their things with. And I was just like you said, it was that light bulb moment. It was like, literally, I was just like, oh my gosh, wow. I have a mission now because of what I went through. I just shared that today on that Facebook Live. I was like, if I hadn't gone through what I went through, I wouldn't have any reason to sit here and talk to you. But because of that, God is using that to touch other people. And that's it. I can't ever look back with regrets. I have to be grateful for even the worst time of my life, knowing that it is transforming me and that it has the ability to touch so many other people.
Did you ever put a quarter in like a candy ball or something, like a snack machine or something, and it gets stuck, right? Yeah. And sometimes like that, but sometimes and you start going, come on, and you give the Van Damme thing, come on, like that, and you hit it. Sometimes, and then it finally drops, right? When I feel like that's like life with God's seed in your heart, or in your mind. It's like it's there inside you, but sometimes you take a fall, you take a hit, and then from that hit, it drops, and you're like, oh, and then like all of a sudden, 2 + 2 is 4.
Right now, I get it.
Right, and
that's exactly how it is for me. I mean, exactly that. And so, I mean, it really impacted me so much that now if there's anything in my life that doesn't work out, I'm like, oh, okay, but what good can I get from this? What are the good things out of it? Instead of looking at, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened or that happened or this didn't work out and I tried this and that. Instead of being negative, now all I do is say, well, wait a minute, what was great about it? And then how can I grow as a person and become a better person because of it?
For sure.
Because of that thing, what's good about it and how can I grow? And I just literally shared, I said, in 3 hours tonight, I want to be better than I am whenever I was sitting here on a Facebook Live with you. I don't want to be the same person in 3 hours. I want God to have shown me a way that I can grow in some way. And so I'm gleaning from you as you're talking. I'm listening, going, I love this. I love this. I am taking it in and absorbing your words as you're speaking to me, because I'm like, I'm going to remember that one. So I just love that. God shows me so many things.
I mean, open hands, give they have to be open for you to receive or to give.
That's exactly right.
And just like in what was I listening to, where the guy, he was putting his hand over top of the water, and he goes, turn your hand over and close it. What's it doing? It's taking away. Put your hand out to receive something. What's that doing? So like you give what is happening, and it's not a karma thing. It's because like we wouldn't do good. I'm not going to do good to get good. Like that's not doing good. That's like saying, hey, look how good I am. I opened this door for this lady. No, like I'm going to do that because I'm probably closer to the handle and it's easier for her to go in. And I'm just, I'm not in a rush that day or something. I don't know. When you do good, just know that, hey, I'm still going to probably get screwed over somehow later today. I'm still going to do this good deed, even though it rains on the just and the unjust alike. So, are we still got you?
There we go. Yeah. I had to get my AirPods died. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Got me?
Yep.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Perfect. Sorry.
But yeah, so it rains on the just and the unjust alike. I don't do good deeds to get anything good back. If it comes back, great. If it comes back, my car gets repossessed and I get a flat tire, that's great too. Whatever. Whatever God has for me. So before we wrap it up, I like to end, especially with a person like yourself. I mean, what's your message to humanity? What do you have, as my dad used to say, to get, like, what can you give to people so they can put it in their pocket? You know what I mean? And then later on, they're like, oh wait, Jesus died for, like, something for them to put in and kind of digest.
If I can leave one thing behind for any person out there, it's the greatest thing of all, God said. Love. I don't want to be some, like you talked about, some well-dressed person in a perfect dress with perfect everything and a perfect life, because that doesn't exist. I want to be able to say, I was going through hell, but I loved people. And I shared that every chance I got. I shared love because he said that's the greatest thing of all. And if you look at the life of Jesus, and this is where I got it, he said, I leave the 99 for the one. That is the greatest thing I could do, is to go for the one that's over here, that's alone, that would get lost and torn up by the wolves if it stayed alone. The 99 has strength in numbers. I'm after the one. I want the one person that's out there that thinks they're not going to make it through the rest of the day, but because of a word I may have shared, a positive quote, or a Facebook video, or a picture smiling that shows the love that I have for them. If I can do that, then that's the greatest thing I could ever do.
Well, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think more people need to hear that in their lives, and don't think that, like, this show, I'm very, like, normal. Like, okay, I'm not normal. I'm obviously a weirdo, conspiracy,
I'm not normal either. There's no normal. Come on.
I mean, look, you don't want me to start getting into it, but I mean, Bigfoot was just, cited the other day on this group. But anyway, more people need to hear this. Jesus Christ is my savior, and like I'm out there, man. I go to restaurants and bar, and like it's not like I'm, oh well, now you have to tuck your shirt in and you sit at home and what are you talking about? Like, I'm probably worse than everybody, or I don't even look at it like that. Like, we all are equal in God's
We are all the same. We are. There's nobody that's better than anybody else. And I don't believe that for a minute. We all bleed the same.
For sure.
For sure. Well, thanks a lot for doing this, Tammy. And tell everyone where they can find you, all that kind of stuff.
Well, my main social media outlet is going to be Facebook. So you can go and find the page called Tammy, Tammy, and that's a public page there. And I also have Instagram and Twitter. And so you can find all of that. You can just search the hashtag TGIT, which stands for Thank God It's Today, and you will find me. And my smiling face showing you love.
Well, thanks
Girl
a lot.
on a mission.
Thanks again for doing this, and we appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm honored. Thank you to all of your followers and listeners for being here with me.
You bet. And keep up the great work.
Thank you.
TGIT.
TGIT.
TGIT.